Estimate activity resources is our second process of 6 in the resource knowledge area. It follows plan resource management and it precedes acquire resources. So what this process is doing, essentially, it's giving us our resource requirement. What kind of resources do we need? What frequency or quantity, if you will? When do we potentially need them available as well? We also could have a basis of estimate come out of here, and that could be anywhere from my gut feel says I need 3 of this versus here's a formula that says here's how I need them week by week. Now the resource breakdown structure is going to be a key output as well here, because what this is going to show us is where those resources are allocated across the project, not necessarily who reports to who. And then another big, although not huge, but pretty important update is the activity attributes update. So in other words, as we assign resources to activities, those activity attributes are going to be updated by having the resource that's assigned to those activities show up in the schedule. So inputs wise, we have our scope baseline and activity list, so we can get a feel for the bigger pieces and smaller pieces of work, so we can get a feel for the resources needed to get them done. Cost estimates as an input, because that can influence how much we have set aside to spend on particular pieces of work. And then the resource calendar, so we know when we expect to have those resources available to do potential project work. And so tools and techniques wise, you could use expert judgment, which is often being practical. You could use a bottom-up, analogous, or parametric estimating, like we've seen with duration and cost estimating. So bottom-up being the most granular step-by-step level. Analogous, a bigger picture, higher level thing we're comparing to something we've done before. And a parametric estimate, like so many resources per something, so many resources per unit of work, for example. And so again, coming out of this, we have resource requirements. What kind of resources do we need? Format, frequency, quantity, etc. The basis of estimates. So how did we come up with that requirement or requirements? And the resource breakdown structure. Where do we expect to allocate those resources across the project? Now, the process that came before this was plan resource management. It was in planning, like this process is. The process that comes up next is acquire resources, which is an executing process.